This morning, we are sitting down to talk with the owner of LeafSpring Schools, Justin Davis. Welcome to the Scuttlebutt Club.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great way to start, knowing that if I make a mistake, it may or may not be in the show still.
Yeah, it might be the final cut. You never know. You'll be fine. Don't worry. No stress, no sweat here.
Nope,
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, before we talk about your schools, I think we need to back up because this hasn't always been your career, correct?
Correct.
And you had an over decade-long successful career in medical device sales. So what made you want to give that up and make a shift into becoming an entrepreneur and own your own school?
Great question. I never thought I would own a preschool, let alone two preschools. Things change quickly. And I think what it was for me was, like you said, 10 years or 11 years in orthopedic sales. And I really loved it. It was a great career. And it was really good for my wife and I financially. But what happened is the busier you get and the more successful you are, the less time with family. And when it's just the two of you, you can make up for it on the weekends or, trips. But when you have two kids, especially for me, what it was is I have two little girls and they completely turned my life upside down for the better.
How old are they?
My daughters are 4 and 7.
Oh, nice.
So Dylan and Avery.
I love those
Me
names.
too.
So my wife, who obviously should be here any minute to take over the podcast, she was in staffing for a long time, and she wanted daughters whose resume would be gender neutral. And so Dylan, she was in staffing, and so she never wanted them to lose out the chance to do an interview by just reading the resume. So yes, two little girls changed my life, and I just wanted to be around them more. And I looked into some different businesses and some real estate, and long story short, I ended up asking the previous owner of the school if he would sell to me. So we were a family there for 4 years, and January of 2023, so almost 3 years ago, we took over the school.
So was it called that before?
It was called Rainbow Station at
okay.
first, and it's a franchise, and there was some issues with that name elsewhere in the country, so they rebranded, and they've been LeafSpring for 5 years, I want to say.
Okay.
But longer than that. Sorry. We've been there 3 years. So probably 6 or 7 years now. But I love it. It's been amazing. And
Was he looking to sell, or did you just...
He wasn't. And my wife says I'm really good at
Hello.
gaslighting. And so I just asked and asked and asked. And we got there. But it's been great.
Okay, so you started with the Geist location, right? And then now you have a Pendleton. Can you tell us about those and what sets them apart from other schools in those areas?
Yeah, thank you. We took over in January 2023, and it was previously ran by two great operators, but we saw some areas that could be improved. And so we focused on staffing immediately and tried to make the staffing more consistent for the school. And with that, we saw some very immediate returns from the parents via our parent satisfaction surveys. So those come out twice a year. And that's the best way to get a tell of how you're doing, is your parent satisfaction and your teacher satisfaction scores. And so we just did our spring surveys, and we had parents at 96% and staff at 95%.
That's
great.
amazing.
Which is, it's a testament to, not me, to my administrative team and my teachers. So it's very top down and bottom up, right? If there's a problem at the top, you can feel at the bottom and vice versa. So we've put a lot of time into the team and just trying to change everything, take the survey scores to heart, even little things like the menu. We've really gone through and changed up the menu, gotten rid of any food color, like the red dye, blue, all the poisons,
Yeah,
right?
We love that.
Yes, and that has happened a lot in the last year, which it makes it more expensive. But my big thing is I run the school like my kids go there because they do.
Mm-hmm.
Did your kids go there when you took over?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was what was really cool is when I was looking for businesses, I've literally bought the school that they were at, which is
Nice.
really fun. But we took the school and we wanted to replicate it. So I looked everywhere. Zionsville, Westfield. We looked at Noblesville, and we wanted to find somewhere where there wasn't a ton of other schools, because if you go to these other areas, you're just fighting on a corner for the same group of people. So why not go to Madison County where there was nothing like that? Mm-hmm. And so it's a completely different business decision, because it wasn't where we'd make the most revenue, but it was a family driven decision. And my wife and I, we talked about this a lot, and they didn't have anything there. And so we went somewhere and we're building something, and we're building an Indianapolis type school in Pendleton. They have nothing like that. They've got some church programs, Madison County with Anderson. They have some smaller, like mom and pop, some in-home facilities, but they have nothing like what we're building. So we've been there since March, and we decided to stay open the entire time. So we bought a old daycare, and we bought the land next door, and we are we're expanding first. That'll be done at the end of the year, and we're shifting all the families into the new building, and then we're renovating the existing building, and we'll be done with everything in March.
Oh,
And
how
so,
exciting.
Yeah, it's been great because we didn't want to put any families out without care.
Right.
So it hasn't been, again, the best business decision would have been just to do it fast.
Right.
But we don't want to there was 50 families there. We don't want to put them
wow.
without care. Yeah. So yeah, it's been slower, but we'll be done in March, and we'll have room for 185 families at the end.
Wow.
And the kids are most excited for the new playgrounds, new park,
Yeah.
all the new toys. And every time I go there, it's like, Mr. Justin, when's the new playground coming in? Because I told them that.
They're
like,
pressing you.
Yeah, it's like, you told me yesterday. Is it here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like
You shouldn't have told them about
I
it.
should have told them. And I showed them pictures. They're like, they're ready.
Speaking of the kids, what are the ages that you guys have at your schools?
So we take as young as 6 weeks old.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yep. So our infant classrooms, as young as 6 weeks. And then for our, during the day care, it's through pre-K. So 5 years old. And then after school is for kindergarten through 4th grade. So,
So the kids can come from elementary there for the aftercare.
yeah, that's what's great. And anytime I talk to families, like, what should we look for? What should we do when we're looking for a school? I tell them tour as many facilities as you can. So you want to see if you have time to look at 10, look at 10. And I would consider, and I did this for my family, I would consider what are you going to do for the next 10 years? Mm-hmm. Because, if you have a 4th grader, what is that? Is that 10 years old, right? 9, 10?
That's what we both have. A 10-year-old,
Yeah, so 10-year-old.
grader.
So that would be an after-school person, after-school child. And then if you have a younger sibling or 2 younger siblings, you can all go to the same school.
I was going to say, it's nice to have everybody at the same spot.
It's great.
Yeah.
So we drop off at 2 schools, but then we pick up, they bus to our LeafSpring.
Oh,
They bus
nice.
my oldest over, and then we pick up at one school. And we have a lot of families that do that with 2, 3, and 4 kids.
Yeah.
So that's been a really, really great thing too. It's just the ease to make parents' lives easier. And then you go into all the other things of, we have ballet teachers that come in and teach ballet there. We do swim lessons in the summer, trying to create different programs throughout the year to where when the children go home, you're doing family stuff. You're not doing as much homework. You're not running around to ballet to, these different things. You're home.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah, that's a
especially
refreshing
with 2
comment.
working parents. Like
It's busy.
yeah,
It's hard.
it's so hard.
And especially now with, there's just so many things, so
So
many
you have
different
multiple
options.
kids, too. It's like, whew.
Yep.
What about when can probably speak for her too. When our oldest 2 are in 4th grade now, when we were looking for at first I was looking for more like daycare when I was still pregnant with him. And then for preschool and all that, I had no idea what I was getting into, the wait list, just where to go, on this morning at 4 a.m. you need to be in your car with the paperwork and the check to get in there and make sure they get a spot. Do you have any advice on all of that? And is it like that at your school too?
It is. And you saying it that way makes me think of the Santa train, right?
Oh, yes. We always compare that to getting Taylor Swift tickets.
T Swift.
Yes.
Love.
I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Don't tease
Leave
us.
now.
I never thought I never
is
thought I
over.
would miss Taylor Swift because of K-pop Demon Hunters taking over my
well,
house. Yeah,
yeah,
I miss
that's
Taylor now.
Okay.
But no, you're exactly right. It's overwhelming, and it's kind of like
I
the
had to
tour.
rely on my neighbors. I'm like, wait, where did you go? What do I do?
It really is. It's overwhelming, and so kind of like the tours. So I encourage everyone look at as many facilities as you can.
How far in advance would you say? Or does it depend on what you're looking for?
He's like, before you're even
Before
pregnant.
you're pregnant.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when I was pregnant with Jackson, they're like, we're on a 15-month wait list. And I'm like, who knows, they're 15 months, they're going to have a baby that comes here.
And you're so
I'm like, what?
So most places will do, if you put, let's say, a $100 wait list fee down, that won't expire.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
okay.
what you can do, and this is a little hack, go tour the facilities that you like, pick your top 3, 4, 5, put the $100 down, put your wait list down, and then what happens is, this this is behind the curtain, you sift your way to the top, right? So as people, they have their children, they get a spot in the school, you get towards the top of the wait list. And then from there, when a spot opens up, we'll call you. And like, hey, we have a spot. Are you ready? And they might say, we're not pregnant yet, but your name stays at the top.
Oh,
so the
okay.
next time we go around, we'll call. And again, we've got a spot, we'll make a note. Not pregnant, or I'm exaggerating a little bit, but
Yeah.
We're doing 6 months or we're
Yeah.
doing 3 months,
Yeah.
and we can make notes in the system. And then we also have you priority. And then if it gets close to, some people will share, we really want care in December. Well, I know I've got a spot opening in October or maybe November. If you want the spot, it can give you the option. It's not the best option. I can give you the option to start paying now to guarantee your spot.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or, vice versa. If one was opening, the next month, just gives you options. But I encourage people all the time, put money down in a couple different places, your top choices. And we're in a great example. We knew we wanted to, with our oldest, we wanted to go to LeafSpring. We went to, we were on a wait list at LeafSpring. And this is 2021. No, geez. So 2018, wrong child. 2018. We put our waitlist fee down at LeafSpring, and we actually started at Primrose. We drove all the way to Noblesville, and we were there, and we put our 2 weeks deposit down and our 2 weeks notice down the same day, because when we started, LeafSpring called and said, we have a spot for you in 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
So we were there for 2 weeks, and they were fantastic, but we knew we wanted to get to LeafSpring. It was close to us.
Yeah.
And they had a nurse there, which we still do. And that was huge for us. So with the nurse, if your child's ever mildly ill, even if like just had a surgery or, tonsils removed or something, to your point, 2 working parents, you still need to go to work.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're able to go to our Get Well place, which is where our nurse has 2 rooms, and then you can still go to work. And then our nurse is there 8 to 5. And we've used that for our kids who were both ill, and we had to put our dog down. And so instead of them being home, we dropped them off, unfortunately did that and came back and picked them up. But it was an hour and a half that we needed that we wouldn't otherwise have.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah,
Because not everyone has like a grandparent they can call or family in town where it's like 911, come over right now. You know what I mean? It's like
We have 4, her 2 parents and my 2 parents. None of them work, and they're rarely available.
they're booked and busy.
It's what it is. They're traveling, or they've got a concert.
They're
or-
retired, right? Or they're just living their life.
Yeah, and it's not, we're
Right,
not mad at them, but it's like you have to.
You
It
have to
takes
have
a
other
village.
plans. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really takes a
Yes.
village.
Can you tell us kind of the difference for people listening to this about like in-home care, like a preschool program versus like a full day, kind of all of that, and what your school offers?
Yes, and that touches on what you started with earlier, and I should have taken it there. So you've got, all right, I'll back this up a little bit. We're in an interesting time in childcare right now. So the state of Indiana, are you guys familiar with CCDF? So it's a fund
Okay.
for lower income families that get assistance to go to in-home or accredited centers like ours. And it say tuition's $300. The state might give you $150 to offset the cost,
Okay.
so you can still get a great facility for your kids. So it really interesting time because the state on October 5th did a $225 million cut to funding in Indiana. So what this means, and I was on the phone this morning with Dr. Hanan Osman, who is the executive director for NACCE, which is the Indiana Association for the Education of Young Children.
Okay.
So what's important with this cut is the childcare landscape is shrinking. So since October 5th, and actually a few weeks before when this cut went into place, over 140 facilities have closed.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
And this is just Indiana. And this is the seats that are available have shrunk. I want to say over 3,000 seats is what she shared this morning. So to your point of most people or some people would not want to go to an in-home. They'll want to go to an accredited center. Most of those are still open right now. But some people look to, the mom and pop facilities. Those are the ones that are being majorly impacted right now. Aunt Joe's kids or, insert whatever name. A lot of those are closing. And so there's a big push of with those closing, more people are shifting towards the actual facilities like mine. So you get more consistency with the larger schools because there's more children there, there's more families there to keep them open. But what you're seeing is because the funding is dropping, some of those are likely going to close as well, especially the more urban ones. But I wanted to touch on that because I think it's really important for your listeners that
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, no.
those that are taking that or are on the wait list. There's a wait list of over 31,000 people that are trying to get that funding. It'll be frozen until 2027. But for those families, they need to go to the inaeyc.org website and go to the advocacy page and really make their voice heard. I think that would be huge for some of your listeners that are on the on that list.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at, you have in-home facilities, you have church facilities, you have accredited centers, there's a lot of differences. And I think it goes to, what are you looking for as a family? Are you looking for socialization? You can get that anywhere. Are you looking for your children to be safe throughout the day? Again, most places, knock on wood, that's going to be,
right.
You're checking those two boxes. But if you're looking for truly an education, you need to go to these schools and ask the questions. What is your curriculum? So when you're there doing the tours, like our school, for instance, has a curriculum specialist at both schools. And their role literally is to make sure we're doing our curriculum, starting with our infants even. It starts young, and then you're compounding, you're building that every classroom as they get older. But so make sure there's some sort of curriculum. And then I like to see a robust administrative team. So you've got, let's say, a director, an assistant director, curriculum specialist. We've got a nurse, an administrative assistant. So I've got 5 people in my office that are there to oversee and support my teachers, because staffing in early childhood is very difficult. The pay it could be higher. It could be more supported. And what happened was the state came out with the COVID relief funds, and they encouraged us as school owners to increase pay for teachers. Well, then all the cuts have happened in the last year. So then revenue's gone down, and still we have, larger payroll. So what do? Well, a smart facility will keep payroll high. That way you're keeping your teachers and you keep retention. You need to support your teachers and having a big, robust admin. So when they're looking for schools and looking at in-home facilities, with the robust admin team, with having more people besides just the teachers, it's an accountability system too. And that's very important, is what's the oversight? Do you have a classroom of children that have 2 teachers in there, or 1, and they're in there all day by themselves? Could you be in a room with 20 kids all day? I know I can't, and that's not how I'm wired. We've got amazing teachers, that's how they're wired. But still, even those teachers need a break.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's supporting them? So look for a big, robust, in my opinion, a robust admin team, or at least where they're not running paper thin. If you have, like last week, we had 4 or 5 teachers out sick, and we didn't close any classrooms. We had people to backfill those spots and stay open, because illness happens to everyone.
Right.
Yeah. Especially working with like
Children.
snot-nosed kids.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yes, and I think that's probably, you're spot on, by the way. But that's one of the hardest parts of early childhood, is the staffing, and knowing for us, we are a stepping stone for most people. So you get out of college and you're like, I want to work with little kids. Some people, that's their passion, they love it. Others, I regret this. Yeah. And then they go on to the next part of their life. So you have the teachers that you hire, and they're going to be there forever, and you support them, you help them train and go through all this. And you have the ones that, they want to work 3 or 6 months, and then they want to go to an office job or something else. So in general, early education has a high turnover. And so you just want to decrease that the most you can by supporting your teachers and make them feel heard and help them when they can, because if not, they're going to leave you and go somewhere else for the same pay, maybe less, just to try to change it up. Grass is greener.
Yeah.
Do you have, like, at the school my son goes to, he's 2.5, they have some teachers that work like Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And I noticed, like, if a teacher is sick, maybe one of those Tuesday, Thursdays, they can call on those people to fill in for the other days, which is nice. Like you said, then they don't have to close.
No, I think that's, again, for staffing, the answer is yes. We have 8 to 5 people. We have 7 to 4 that work 4 days a week, so 4 tens.
Oh, okay.
We've got 9 to 6, because you need people there when you open at 6:30.
Yeah, I was going to say, when do you close?
Yeah, what's the times?
Yep.
Like, what time do you have to pick up the aftercare kids and stuff like that?
You can pick up anytime you want. So we open at 6:30, and we close at 6. And so, and most of the time at 6:30, it's the same, couple children that their parents are in healthcare, or they're in police fire, or they just have a meeting that day. But 6:30 in the morning, so we serve breakfast, obviously, because breakfast, snack, lunch, PM snack. But 6:30 is opening, and then we close at 6. And so as long as you're there before 6, no problems at all. But being those extended hours, that's not 40 hours a week. So you have to have, to your point of, you need people in the morning, you need people late, and then you need floats. So we call them multi-classroom teachers that can go in between different classrooms. Let's say we have, 2 teachers in a classroom that work 4 10s. There's a day of the week where they need replaced for both of them, right? And so we have our multi-classroom teachers go in there, because what you want is consistency in the classroom all day long, all week long for the kids. If you're just turning over, that's not going to get cut out, right? The cough?
No, it's staying.
If you have
It's the kids' germs.
yeah.
Yeah. This is real.
Is this aerated in here? If you don't have consistency in the classroom, they're not going to be as comfortable. And
yeah.
kids are very smart. They'll push the limits.
Yeah.
So if you have different teachers in there, they're going to see who they can get away with,
Right.
push their boundaries a little bit, which is completely natural for kids. But having the consistency helps their education. They feel more comfortable to raise their hand, volunteer, get involved, be helpers in the room, versus, different face. Like, I'm just going to play today and I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do some kids come just for like,
Oh my gosh, this is literally coming out of my mouth. Yeah, go ahead.
just for like school hour times, like a preschool or would be, or are most of them there because they need care, like because their parents are at work the whole day?
It's a mix.
And then, sorry, part 2, are people off in the summer or do they usually stay full year?
2 great questions. I'll go the first one. If I forget the second one, remind me.
Yeah.
So first question. Yes, we have a mix. So some kids come at 6:30 in the morning and they might leave at 2:00 in the afternoon. Some might be there 6:30 to 6. We have kids that, I've got one mom that she's fantastic, awesome mom. She wants her mornings with the kids. And so she drops off at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Our curriculum starts, around 8:30, depending on the classroom, the age. But she wants to be with her kids in the morning, have slow mornings. And we have one family that picks up like 2:30, 3 o'clock every day. And it's great. It's, we are there. I tell my families all the time, we are there for you. This is the hours we're open to close. You come when you want, you go when you want. And if you miss the start of the day, we'll catch up later. We can make up for it. I encourage in our pre-K classrooms that we're really getting them ready for kindergarten.
Yeah.
I encourage them to be there, as much as you can,
With
because
a little more structure.
Yeah. And that pays dividends for later.
Yeah.
Some kids don't go to school at all until kindergarten.
Right.
So it's
How
whichever
do you
way.
feel about that?
Is this question 3?
Yeah.
Remind
We're
me question 2
piling
then.
them up.
Yep.
I already
Sorry,
forgot.
it's just in my head. And
No,
then
I already forgot question 2.
I
do they
forgot
take
it
off
too.
in the summer?
Oh, summer, yes. I got to write these down. Some families take off in the summer. We have a lot of teachers.
Like, it just depends on, obviously the family, right?
Yep. If you're working 40 hours a week all summer long, then your kids are with us.
Right.
And actually, our summer programs, you got to slow down. Hold on.
Yeah, chill out.
Our summer care program is a blast. We do a ton of field trips.
Oh, that's cool.
We bring in like superheroes, and summer's a great time
More
because
fun,
yeah. And we slow the curriculum down a little bit because we
Because
want
you
them
want
to
kids
have,
to have, a summer.
You got
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah,
And that's what we
yeah.
do. It's a blast. We used to do shaved ice treats on Fridays.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
We got rid of those because
The dye.
the dye.
Oh,
So what we do
yeah.
now is those there's these really healthy popsicles. Oh my gosh. Anyways, we changed those, but like Fridays for 30 minutes you don't hear a single kid. And they love it.
Bliss.
But we used to have like the hour after that would be crazy. And
Yeah.
it was the dyes. It's wild.
Yeah.
All right, that was question 2.
I know I have another one.
Question
Wait,
I feel like I need to be like this.
If they do take off
I'm
in
in
the
line.
summer, do they have to
rapid
pay
fire.
for that, or do they get their spot held? How does that work?
So every school's different.
Okay.
But think about it like this, because we deal with this every summer. If you have a spot in my 2-year-old class and you leave in May, I have a wait list for someone that wants that spot. And so they will take that spot and they'll take over. So now they're in your child's same spot. And then in August, when we do our classroom placements, if there isn't availability, then you won't have a spot in August.
Okay.
And that's like, I make most of my decisions, family first,
Yeah.
business second, most of them. But some of them you have to because we're still got to pay our teachers.
Right.
And that's one where it's like, I can't lose a spot for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
That makes sense.
There was another question
Okay,
after that.
do you feel like there's an uptick in the older kids coming through the summer?
There is. So we have a school-age child school-age children summer camp.
Oh, okay.
And that is, I mean, they have a blast.
Okay.
And that's, LeafSpring is known for their high energy, invest a lot of time into your summer camp program. And so I want to say we do 2 field trips a week.
Oh,
we do
wow.
karate in the summer.
So, but they can be there from the whole full day, 6:30 to 6.
Same.
Oh,
Yep.
that's
Okay.
so
We have a
nice.
dedicated area for our school-age children.
Got it. Okay.
And so we're not losing any spots. I think we do 36 or 39 kids. I have to
Got
look. But yeah, we fill up for summer every year. And it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good
And
to know because a lot of people need childcare in the summer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
it's a shortage in a lot of places.
Right.
Yeah.
And especially now, again, there's going to be, I think we'll see more of a shortage.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So the other question I had
Take
during
a
that
breath.
was,
get a sip of water.
I feel like I'm interviewing you as if like my kids are coming to the school, so I like need to ask all
No
these
pressure.
questions. You know what I mean?
but
Like
they're not. Relax.
I know, but it's just like what I think other parents would want to know.
Yep.
You know? No, I was wondering if you think it's important for kids to have some form of early childhood education before getting thrown into like a full day of kindergarten.
Hot topic.
I know.
This is a good one. So there's data around this.
Okay.
There's a study done by Rand that shows if your children, 3 to 5 is the formidable years, then that's like sponge city for their brains.
Okay.
If they come in 3 to 5, that sets a foundation, and they'll do, I want to say up to 7 times, I have to look it up, 7 times more income throughout their life as
Oh, wow.
if they didn't. I've got it in here somewhere. I'll
Yeah.
look it up. But yes, and it's not just if you're let's say you're the best parents ever and your kids are great, but you have one kid and you go to the park occasionally and you play at home and they've got grandma, they get what they want.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you put them in kindergarten. It's like, hey, here's a seat all day long. They're not going to be as successful. They've had a great early childhood, but they haven't had the socialization on the same level as, let's say, some children that have been in preschools or at least part-time in preschools.
That's what we did, I think. 'Cause,
part-time?
like we didn't have to have them
Yeah.
because we were staying at home at the
Yep.
time. But it was almost like at 2, it was like they need to be around kids their age. You know what I mean?
I know
And
exactly
not
what you mean.
us all the time.
Right. And we just did like what 2 days a week.
Yeah.
With them and
until
it was like
pre-K was like 4 days a week.
right.
and then
Like they built up.
built up.
but
Yeah, each year.
It was that social. Like I was teaching him all the things, but again, he wasn't around peers,
And
and
it-
I felt like that was needed.
And it probably wasn't 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day either.
Right.
Like 4.
Yeah. So yeah, 4 hours a day, which kudos to you guys for 4 hours a day at home. You were teaching, or is that?
Oh no, that's how long they were at school.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, you guys are really good.
No.
No, so so we had part-time care at my Geist school for a while, and what we saw was, the more, I like to look at things very, very like granular. We had Tuesday, Thursday care, and then we had Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you could have 2 kids to make the spot of, one full-time child. The Tuesday, Thursday kids, not all of them, but some of them really struggled because they would come, let's say they come on Tuesday. They've been at home Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
And so Tuesday mornings are very difficult. And it was hard because they would need some more one-on-one time. And it was hard to watch. And it was a lot of them. Then they go home Wednesday. And then Thursday they come back and same thing, but it's shorter. And then by the time Thursday evening for pickup, they're doing really, really well. And then they're gone until the next Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then the Monday, Wednesday, Friday kids weren't as, it wasn't as hard for them, but you could really see again, I'm generalizing, but with a lot of them, it was difficult to be part-time. The full-time kids, they show up on Monday. It's like, all right, let's go. We
Yeah.
know what we're doing now. And even think about going on vacation and then bringing your kids to school.
Right.
It's a lot more difficult. But yeah, I think the full-time kids did better than the part-time kids. And from what I've seen in our after-school kids, kindergartners that are coming to us for the first time for aftercare, the ones that had been to a facility before, they just know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I've actually reached out to multiple kindergarten teachers in the area where our kids go to school, like the LeafSpring kids. And I just asked, like, hey, what's your experience been? Because I like to know, how are we doing in the eyes of our educators? And so I've gotten 3 really, really wonderful letters of recommendation from
nice.
kindergarten teachers stating that they could see a difference in the LeafSpring kids that were coming to. And again, LeafSpring could be inserted with, probably any other school, but these are from our kids. How wonderful they've done. They know how to behave and how to act. And then a lot of the stuff they're learning is like a recap. Like my daughter, she's in first grade now. Not because of me, but because of my wife probably. She was reading chapter books in pre-K. And our teachers have just been wonderful with her. But kindergarten, she was a little bit bored. And then first grade now, it's a little more challenging. But I also think, every kid's different. My 4-year-old now who's in pre-K, it's a little harder for her. She's doing a great job, but she's not reading like my oldest was. And, every kid's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you asked 2 more questions in there, but I don't have
That's it. I just think too, like sometimes when you drop your kid off at preschool for the first time, they might like cry or be upset. I couldn't imagine like dropping them off at kindergarten or putting them on the bus for the first time ever being away, like what that would feel like to them.
There's a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're having those firsts earlier, even like riding a bus. We took our pre-K kids on a field trip recently, and the bus was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Better than the field trip, probably.
Better than the field trip. And
Yeah.
of course, Taylor Swift's playing on the radio and they're having the best time
All their
ever.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's those first that you can, like in business, right? If you guys insert your first time going to a business meeting or your first time going anywhere, even as adults, the first time's hard.
Right.
Now picture it at 5 years old.
Right.
So you're just getting them more and more comfortable.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. All right, let's take a hard pivot.
He's so scared.
I am. I'm worried.
No, don't be scared. Okay, because I feel like your schools, that's like a big involvement in the community, positive, awesome. But we also know that you are involved with the Heroes Foundation, which is also a big part of the community. Can you tell us more about that and your role?
Yeah, so I've been a part of Team Heroes, which is their cycling team, for 6 years. I signed up for an Ironman on a bet. And
oh my gosh.
So
Like
A
when?
full?
How long ago?
this is, no, it has a half.
A half.
You're
Still?
right, half.
Oh.
This was in 2019.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, cool. I have shoes, but I have to buy a bike. So then, like,
It's expensive.
yeah, it's a whole thing that I started. But I find myself, I've got a lot of friends that are in their 50s and 60s because they're just the people that I gravitate towards. I like learning, and I'm just a really inquisitive person. But then I met these guys that are part of Team Heroes. And so they cycle and they raise awareness for an active lifestyle for cancer, to raise money for cancer, for cancer research and support. And then I met, got a part of the foundation. And I would say probably 3 years ago, they'd asked me to get involved with the board. I was like, there is no way. I just bought a school. Like, there's no way I'm going to get involved with the board. And then they asked nicely a couple times. And then I think it's a little over a year ago, I got on the board of directors. And it has been awesome. I think the biggest thing that I have really enjoyed is, I have to get you guys involved. So it's called the Team Joey program.
Okay.
So Team Joey was named after a little boy named Joey that passed away to cancer. And we collect Legos because they can easily be cleaned. It's a hard surface, and we take them to Riley, Peyton Manning.
Cool.
And we go in and we volunteer for 4 hours. And so the school, actually, we do it twice a year at the school, and we do a Lego drive. And so then you get the kids involved in the school, and they know what you're doing because we talk about it the entire time, and they'll write letters. And so we have these things where we'll collect all these Legos, and you go down there and you donate. And so people are in big costumes. We're passing out Chick-fil-A. You go to each room, and I can tell you, again, I don't know if I said this earlier. I believe I did. Girls change you, and my daughters completely changed me. I was never a tough guy, but I wasn't as soft as I am now. I am so soft. I was down doing a Lego drive, and there was a little girl that came in, and she had an IV pole, and she was hooked up. And she was wearing the same dress as my daughter that we had just worn like 2 days ago, and I lost it.
Oh my gosh.
But the impact that you make, it's just a Lego. Like, it's just a Lego set. It's nothing crazy, but they love it. And it's a small break from what is a very, very hard time.
Yeah.
And for the parents, they get a minute to get some food, and because it's very expensive. So we do, through that, we do the food, and then there's gift cards we give out, and we raised $1.5 million last year.
Oh my god.
And
So wait, is this just local or is it like nationwide thing?
This is in Indiana.
It's just Indiana.
Yep, we're celebrating our 25th year this year. We've got a gala in January. I'll have to get you some details
Yeah, we need
on.
some links that we
Yes.
can
100%
Share
get you
out.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's our 25th anniversary, And I want to say our goal is like 1.7 million this year. And we always vary. We have to pay to raise money. We don't sell things. So you have to, pay for a venue to host things. But one of the years we gave away as much as 92%, 91%.
That's amazing.
Fact check. And then most of the time it's in the 70th to 80th percentile of what we're giving away,
Wow.
which is huge.
Yeah.
Because we want the dollars to go back. We do a golf outing every year. We do our big gala in January. And then we do the Fit for Heroes campaign, which is it's a 1 month time of get active, because the more active you are, the healthier you are. And it's just you have a better chance of fighting these things off. But it's very special.
That's amazing.
I'd love to. I'll send you guys some information.
Yeah, you have to. We'd love to like get involved and share that. And
We're a big Lego household that I would love to offload.
Well, the best thing about Legos is stepping on them in the dark.
Oh, I just say if they're on the floor, they're getting swept up. So bye-bye.
Oh, that's a different level of torture.
That's awesome though that you're involved in that. Okay, also, can you tell us about the business owners group that you have and that you run?
I'm sorry. Are you tired?
Yeah.
No?
Like in general?
Like you have
No.
a lot
not in this
going on.
moment. You're very busy.
I like it.
Okay, good.
My wife hates it. That's not true. That's not true. I told her though, I was joking yesterday. I was like, can I get another hobby? She's like, absolutely
You're done.
not.
You're done.
No
Yeah.
more. So I started this business owners group last January,
Okay.
and there was 4 of us that met. We own our different businesses, and it was a way to just talk. It's like almost like a support group for business owners.
Yeah.
Because it can be lonely, don't you think, as being like an entrepreneur? You don't have like a
So
big.
much to learn.
Is it just
Yes.
guys?
Nope. So it started. I've been very cognizant about that.
Oh, okay.
It started with 4 guys in my
Okay.
basement. But actually, do you guys know Shay Rankin?
No, I don't think so.
So Shay Rankin, Yoga 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's part of the group. We've got, I think there's a dozen women now.
Okay.
But we have 200 members. So I would
Oh
love.
my gosh! So you're
to
not
get,
meeting in your basement anymore?
Well, no. So
Your
I
wife's
would-
like out.
Yeah, I would
I'm
love to
done.
get some more women in the group, because it's a perspective thing, right?
Yeah.
And it is a huge networking. So there was, again, started in my basement, small group, and then I saw the power of just talking. And my big thing was I don't want to charge people money. I want it to be free every time. So I paid for the first 2 or 3 venues that we went to. Boardrooms, I paid for the meal, and then I was like, let's get some sponsors.
Yeah.
And so we have people that sponsor the venue every time, and we have people that sponsor the meal. But we have 50 to 60 meet at each meeting, and I bring in guest speakers. So we had David Becker, First Internet Bank, guy's worth billions. He came and spoke to the group. Mayor Scott Fadness came and spoke to the group. John Wortman from Vallejo, a financial advisor company, they came and spoke. And then we've got smaller people too, like smaller companies. We've got an awesome detail company. His name's Adam Dearlove. He lost a bunch of money in an investment, and he's like, I'm going to make it up by cleaning cars. And now he runs one of the best, I think it's the best detail company in Hamilton County. And he comes to the group, and he spoke, and he did amazing. But it's a big thing for me of how can you get different people in the room with different perspectives that can provide value to other people. And then I become a Rolodex, and I just connect people all the time. And I love that, because if I know someone that needs something and I can help them,
Yeah.
I want to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been great. Yeah, we meet quarterly, so
Okay.
it's only 4 times a year. I talked about doing it every other month, and my wife was like, "Dude,
Slow your roll.
yeah, hold on." But it goes back to, and I didn't say this earlier, when I left my job, it was to spend more time with my family. And if I do too many things,
Yeah.
and I don't have time for my family, then I've got to pause. And so we've talked about a 3rd and a 4th school, and at some point I would like to look at that, but I want to make sure that the processes are in place.
Yeah.
To 1, I can still spend time with my family and not lose the reason I left, and 2, I don't want the quality of my businesses to drop if I'm stretched.
Spread. Yeah.
Yeah, so you just find really good people,
Yeah,
keep them
spread.
involved. Yeah.
I
But yeah, love the
like
group,
where your
though.
mentals are at.
Yeah.
Keeping
mentals?
yourself in check. Your
Yeah.
mentals.
I
You're
try
very
to.
balanced, and if not,
Or is it
sounds
because
like
or
you-
we should attribute your wife for this, yeah?
She's the yin to
What's
my
her
yang.
name?
Molly Ann.
Wow.
So we've been married we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
Congrats.
Thank you. And we had planned this elaborate European trip, and we decided to spend our 10-year anniversary at Disney with the kids.
Wow.
It was a lot. But we had a good time. The kids had a
Hey,
blast.
but you were with your family, and that's what you were going for, right?
That's exactly right.
Are you guys from here?
So I'm from Greenfield, so
Okay.
a small town east of here. And then my wife is from Hamilton, Indiana, which is north of Fort Wayne by Angola.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Both small town. We met actually at the apartment complex I was at. I swam up to her. She kept trying to avoid me. But I said, ma'am, and we started talking, and we went to dinner that night, and we've talked almost every day since. When you get married, though, if you're mad at each other, you can go a day or two with, just pardon me, excuse me's in the hallway.
Yeah.
Short talk.
But yeah, but we've talked pretty much every day since.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming. We have a
Yeah.
lot of information we got to get out to our people, and we're going to need you to send a lot of links over.
I will definitely send those links.
Yes.
And I just want to check one thing real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
Because
Yeah.
I made a couple notes. I believe you guys crushed everything. Yeah, you guys literally hit everything.
Okay.
How long was that?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. You guys are excellent interviewers.
Oh my gosh, even me with the
You could slow down a little
scatter,
bit with the
the
questions,
scatter.
but we almost need like a whiteboard.
Paige told me you were fast paced, so I had to keep up.
I was waiting for like a scary Paige question.
Oh, well.
Next
Would you like
time.
us to? No. We
Next
already
time?
we already told you the scary page question.
I think
it's
next
not
time.
for listeners' ears.
No, no, next time. No, thank
That
you
one's
guys.
rated R.
I really appreciate you guys inviting me on.
Yeah, it was great.
Hopefully, we provided some value to listeners.
Definitely.
And then if
Definitely.
I can help with anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
coming. See everybody next Tuesday.